Well, let me say this. Thank you very much for asking the question. The heavyweights, as they say, and it's been in boxing, as they go, so goes boxing. You have a lot of great little guys like you have that today that's carried the banner, you know what I mean, with the Floyd Mayweather. And but the idea of it is the heavyweight sets the tones for boxing. You left out one great champion that I think that you'd be remiss if you didn't mention him, and that's Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was had a piston-like jab. He was the man that was a never say die attitude. And when he went in there against Ken Norton, it was unbelievable, you know what I mean? That jab in his hand was hurt, his shoulder was hurt, but he went on and fought anyway. So that was dedication and commitment. But out of the heavyweights that are there, from Muhammad Ali, who I started right at the top, I can never say that I worked my way up. I started with Muhammad Ali, you know what I mean, and kept him there because Muhammad Ali is the one who prevailed upon me to go into boxing after I got him to do a charity affair in Cleveland, Ohio, and to help keep a hospital open that was servicing the poor whites and black community. And so it was, segregation was at its height, you know, and so it was one of those things that you had, and he came in and he fought 4 or 5 guys that evening, and it really was a tremendous advent, and the rest is history because he prevailed upon me to go into the sport of boxing. But in the heavyweights are the glorious ones. They lead the pack, and this is what you're going to be able to bear witness to on this night. From Tyson, from Ken Norton, from Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, when they went to Africa. George Foreman said he didn't really want to go and fight Muhammad Ali because he said if he beat the old man, everybody's going to condemn him. And he says that besides that, he talks too much. I say, that's it, George. Let's shut his mouth. I said, he talks too much. And on that court, I walked George up and down the avenue from the hotel to the gas station back to the hotel, and I got him to agree that he would come in to shut Muhammad's mouth up. You know what I mean? And so this way we got a chance to get the Rumble in the Jungle. And the Rumble in the Jungle then led to the Thriller in Manila with Joe Frazier, Smoking Joe Frazier. And I just talked to Imelda Marcos a couple weeks ago, and she's waiting for me to come to the Philippines now because they want to do something as a fundraiser for the victims of the storm that took place there several months ago. And so we're going to do that. And so hopefully we'll be able to take a heavyweight championship back, another Thriller in Manila, something that will really be able to stimulate and provoke the interest of all the people. She told me that the Thriller in Manila put Manila on the map, and that the president, her husband, the late president of Ferdinand Marcos, you know what I mean, he always said that he was endeared to boxing because the Thriller in Manila really put Manila on the map. So throughout those who have witnessed and bear witness to the great battles of World War II from Corregidor, Bataan, Iwo Jima, you know, it's going to be a kind of a battle here in May 10th. And when you see this type of battle that's taking place here on May 10th, victory is imminent. You know what I mean? All we can holler is how long, and we say not long is the response, because it ain't but a matter of minutes before we be in that ring here at the Galen Center, and history will be made, and it will come to live and living color. But the heavyweights is a glorious. If you have not seen it, when you see really heavyweight boxing for that world championship, which we have been denied for so long. And so I want everyone to come and be a part of this here and to bear witness to this great event in which we will crown this young man champion. That means he got to fight everybody in the world. They go right around the circle, and naturally we're going to give Chris an opportunity because he deserves it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And he is, well, he say the best tools out here. But I know Dan is anxious because he's gave that rousing speech, you know, but don't hit me in the kidneys, Dan. You know, that's for Chris to do to him.
I feel we're attached. Don, I just want to say one thing, and I always like it when Bill Kaplan knows how to extend our satellite time. We've got like 13 more minutes for everyone to ask questions of the fighters and of you. before we go off the air.
We can
So-
extend that time, man. You got Dave Brown here.
I-
What are you kidding?
just-
The biggest press conference
I
in the
just-
history of boxing in the last 20 years, and you gonna sit here and talk about we got 30
Oh,
more
no,
minutes
no,
of satellite
no.
time?
You know what? You bring up a good
They're the
point.
losers. They're the losers if they don't see
No,
it.
you're damn right. You
You're
bring up
right.
a
You've
good
been
point.
there, man.
Send the bill to Don's office.
It's not about the bill. What is money, man? Money don't mean nothing. You got to fight for your rights. You know what I mean? Without your rights, you ain't got nothing. That's why I fight for the women's rights. You know what I mean? Because you got to have that equality, man. You know, you talk all that jive, and then the woman, she's considered an instrument of pleasure or security. Give that woman her rights, man. I'm telling you, when you
I
talk
thought I
about
was dressed like a man today.
No, but you are a man.
Oh.
You are a man, but and you know what? You have such great respect and such pride and such justification in your movements and your actions. So let's give the women their rights. You know what I mean? Rights is what counts. Yes, darling, you're a beautiful woman there, and she has.
I agree.
Yeah, all right, I mean, let's get it. Don't worry about nothing. Everything gonna be all right. We don't look at the guys at USC here, man. Greatest goddamn school in the world. We sitting there, and anybody that turn it off, they lose. We don't lose.
Well, let's ask Mr. Peskin if he's ready to bring some pastrami here too then,
Yeah,
for lunch.
Mr. Peskin did a marvelous job. His food was like ambrosia, food for the gods and goddesses. And I just can't say him enough, and that's why Adventures is here, because we're gonna make an event out of this. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna make an event out of this.
And
So I'm excited.
Don, you do know that the tickets, I know that they want to know how much those tickets are, okay?
Yes, very moderately priced. Very.
300, 200, 100, 50, and 25.
$25.
Yes, you know, it's a steal. But you know what? We got to give them a break too, because the thieves got to live. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't get mad at nobody. If you would give them a right, they wouldn't have to be stealing. You know what I mean? You know, that's what they do. That we create the crime, you know what I mean, and make the victim the criminal.
And you know that the doors open at 3
Oh man,
on a Saturday, which is great.
that is so the Sabbath. That is so great, man. No. Saturday, Giant, you know, shut up, mouth talk.
What-
You know? Yes.
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, yeah, you know, you get it before dark, it's before 5, you know what I mean? But this is why this is gonna be one of the great fights, because now we're standing up. And who enabled us to stand up for our rights and fight, like Patrick Henry and the rest of them? As for what course others may take, I know not. But as for me, give me liberty or give me death. All right, now, ESPN did that. You know what I mean? And ESPN came from Getty. You remember Getty?
Of
You
course,
know
of
what Getty,
course.
that's why it wasn't nobody else. ESPN
They've
and
got
Getty
a-
had it.
they've got a Getty
And then
center up there.
they should have one. You know what I mean? And I took Getty's son to Africa with me. You know that. Back there, now he's dead.
I do now.
When it happened, Getty's son went with me over to Africa and was there because they had kidnapped him and they cut off one of his ears. So everybody got mad at Tyson for biting the ear, but the crooks cut off Getty's ear. And they sent the ear back to the family. You know what I
And
mean?
we're gonna finish that story May 10th.
May 10th, it's just the beginning. It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning because we got heavyweight boxing back and it's alive and
Do
living
you
color.
think anyone out there has a question for either fighter?
They should. And if they don't, they got time for you and me.